All right, so today's video, we are watching a Plat 3 DPS on PS5 play Hanzo, Torbjorn, and Pharah on Route 66. You see, I've been taking Overwatch a little less seriously as of recent, just vibing and enjoying the game, but decided recently to get back into comp. Since coming back, this has been by far the most insane game I've played so far. One of the DPS went 17 and 28 on their team, the other team. Our tank also went 61 and 11 and was blaming everyone else for not stepping up to his level. Funny enough, at the end of the game, we all trolled him a little by saying average diva, and he kept saying in voice chat that it's just Plat. I honestly think I played pretty well. However, I'm beyond curious if there was more I could have done or if it was just a lack of team synergy. Hope you're well, and thanks for taking the time. Okay, let's find out. Yeah, I'm just looking. Let's see what happens. All right, so Hanzo time. Hanzo's obviously pretty decent to play. I don't know what's happening here. Okay, so I quite the start. So a wrecking ball and spawn. Yeah, just a little bit of a note. I'll pause for a second. If you're playing Hanzo, don't just sit there and try to shoot the wrecking ball if you have no opportunity to do that. Like, you had whenever I see this happen, I look at this as more of an opportunity for you to kill their backline, which you started to do now, more than try to kill the wrecking ball. And I know you look at that and you see the wrecking ball kill 4 people in your spawn. That's really not going to necessarily be on you. Like, you can help, but don't go out of your way to, like, chase a wrecking ball around, is what I'm saying. That gives wrecking ball even more value. But then you can have the counter argument that if you don't even shoot at the wrecking ball, it gives wrecking ball value, which both is true. It's just like you need to find that in between. Like right here, the ball's, you know, in line of sight. You can shoot the wrecking ball. Now you go back to there. Now the ball's back there on you again. Now you shoot the wrecking ball. See? So, like, there's just timings of doing that. Nice shot so far. I mean, that looks good to me. Good job. I mean, so far, it's my advice to you is like I haven't seen you. The funny part is it's hard to give any advice here at this point outside of what I said at the beginning, only because I haven't seen you and your team move past this spot for 2 minutes. I feel like I've been watching you in this exact same spot for 2 minutes. You have high ground top left, high ground above you could be helpful. It might be easier to see some of the line of sights. Like, there's ways to go. You don't need to just stand here in the middle. Like, up here. Like, these give you angles that, like, can be beneficial. Nice shot on the Ana. I might have missed a little bit of it, but you got the kill. Good job. There you go. Yeah, not bad. Oh, those pesky Torb turrets, chat. Is that what happens when my teammate when I'm wondering why Torb turrets aren't dying? No, we know why that's not happening. No one wants to shoot him. Okay, good job taking high ground. Bottom right, you hear the soldier. You hear the soldier. Yes, there you go. Okay. Thanks, Dolph. Have a great day. Heck yeah. Don't be afraid to ult. I don't even mind that ultimate. I think the idea was to kill the Mercy. I think I would have looked where they were at, but I'm okay with it. I mean, technically, if you want to go for a better ultimate, you save for the doorways, so that when they try to go through the doorway, you ult that. But I'm also in the mindset of, like, listen, if you can team wipe them here before, like, they even get to the point or, like, any of that, you're going to win this point anyway, and you don't need that Hanzo ultimate, so that's more of a risk-reward one for sure, but I'm still okay with it. I'm not going to, like, be mad about that one. Yep. Even now, the way they've retaken this, good Zen ult by your teammate. The way they've retaken this right now, your Hanzo ult wouldn't have been as good. I guess you could have ulted Cart, maybe. Maybe ult and Cart would have been a good play, too, since it's such a large hitbox and, like, forces them to one location. So, those are other, like, ult options there if you wanted to, but actually, in hindsight now, I think about it, Hanzo ult and the Cart probably would have been a better play than Hanzo ult in that Mercy res, in hindsight, because that's going to clear them off the Cart a little bit, and then they're forced to one location. Worked out anyway, but yeah, I think that's where I would lead towards. As I saw how that team fight broke out, I'm like, wait a second, a Hanzo ult on Cart would be great right now. Hey, you're about as good at storm arrows as I am, where you shoot storm arrows off of a wall to get the ricochet, and they end up just going straight up into the air and going nowhere. I think I get more value out of a heal and Moira orb than I do storm arrows sometimes. Again, storm arrow is a great ability. I'm just talking about how I suck at it. I just want to point that out. That's not me saying it's a bad ability or needs to be better. It's a good ability. I just suck at that ability. But so far, you've been playing, like... The thing is like, for You think this is, what rank was this? This is plat? For this being a plat game, I truthfully, I feel like you're playing just fine. I mean, like, the only thing I would seriously recommend for you is to take more map control. I know you're the cart pusher right now, so it's hard for me to say that, but I think, like, high ground control will benefit you very well to where you're not on the low ground, just sitting here, like, front and center of a tank. Like, if I'm a tank, I wish I could, like, it's hard to show it here. I want to wait for the next time they get you. This is a good Hanzo ult. I actually like that Hanzo ult. Yes, good job. That was a good decision. They're in a small doorway. The team fights in a snowball mode. That was good. Yep, I'm telling you. See those storm arrows, chat? That's me. Cart, I like how you're still... No one put... You know what's amazing? Is that if for some reason your team struggles to capture this, it's not even your fault. Because you were the only one pushing the cart to begin with, and then everybody else in your team was like, hey, you know what? I'm also not going to push the cart. Good luck to you. Put the arrow up top for your team. Like the, yes, call it the information arrow. I know it's not what it's called, but it's information arrow. You get all the information you need. So, you did a good job with that. They ended up nanoing the Mercy, who at no point tried to do any damage to any of you with that Valve. While nanoed. Which is probably fine if the team is getting low. Zenyatta is in a 1v1. Zenyatta's going to fall over, but your D.Va has ult and should be able to clutch this team fight. I actually think your team will win that because you're going to get Life Weaver Tree. Yep. Then you can Blade and D.Va ult if you need to. Now, team ends up saving that, and their Torb looks like they waste their ult. But that Torb ult might not be a waste if your team reacts with an ultimate. We'll see what happens. Nope. That D.Va has 1 HP. I don't know if anybody saw that. That D.Va had no HP. So nice job by your team. Yeah, I think the Hanzo play's been pretty good. I mean, like, so far it's been like... You've played a... This is the no one on my team wants to push cart, so I'm stuck pushing cart type of gameplay that sometimes makes it so you can't do what you need to do or are supposed to do. Like, if you're Hanzo here, you would love to, like, be down these sight lines over here, right, and spamming down deep. This would be great. Problem? You're the only car pusher right now. Zenyatta accidentally pushes it sometimes if it runs into them, right? So, what rank is this? Plat. So. Nice kills. I mean, it's been solid Hanzo gameplay, if you want to be real with you. And I think some of the question here was, like, your tank was saying that, like, all of you should step up to their level type of thing. Like, I think you're playing just fine. I mean, I've seen that D.Va be baby D.Va more than me being baby D.Va, and you know that's saying something, okay? The reason why I'm so good at baby D.Va is because I'm an expert, all right? Hanzo ult in the cart area is a good play here if you want to. I love this ultimate. I think this will be better than you think it is. It's not going to get you kills, but it's certainly going to make them have to replay the way they need to play that. So that's a good ultimate. That's one of those ultimates, chat, where I started to call them, like, voice line ultimates. The reason why I call them voice line ultimates in reference here is that when I use Sojourn ultimate, I don't get any kills. I suck with Sojourn ultimate. I use it, and people are like, wow. They're like, wow. You know, that certainly wasn't ultimate, but I call them voice line ultimates. You know, zoning ultimates, you know, listen, yeah, you're zoning the air, but voice line ultimates, that's where you just pop your ultimate and the other team overreacts, okay? Ever watch the Soldier 76 ult? Voice line ultimate. So. Nice kill. Good job. Yeah, I mean, you're good at Hanzo. Aim is good. I think, like, as much as your D.Va was saying that they were, like, I don't know if they were saying they were carrying the game, but I think you've been a very big part of this game. And honestly, like, they talk about how they have a lot of limbs and the DPS don't, like, have as many limbs, etc. Well, when you're the one stuck pushing the cart, how are you supposed to get a limbs if you're the one getting the cart around the corner? You're the one getting the cart to where it is, right? People can sit there and reference the scoreboard all day long, but you know what I see? 1.9 seconds on the clock. And the cart pushed to 3-0. That wouldn't have been there if you didn't push that cart at all. How can you get a limbs when you're stuck on the cart? It's the same thing that happens to me in ranked. Like, I want to go as a tank player. I want to go and push up and get, like, map control. No one wants to push cart. It's interesting how that happens in top 500. Like, no one wants to push cart, so it ends up being the tank. But, like, that's like one of the last people you want to push the cart. But then like, now it's become a thing where I just push the cart and I need to remind myself to go get space when I do have people pushing the cart. It's weird. See, like that with, oh yeah, I mean, that's kind of a cool concept. Yeah, that means you don't have to be on the cart as much. Yep. That's true. Won't push it really quick, but at least pushes it. Okay, here we go. Playing the high ground so far. You could have played really close initially, but you don't have to. This is totally fine. Again, I want to kind of show some strategy here for Route 66. Chat, it's okay to give up space on this cart as long as you win the team fight. This is one of those maps that I know it's like you really want to stop the cart, and like people get very like objective heavy on like trying to stop this one, but like this is one of the maps that allows you to have full map control regardless of where the cart is. Like you can play from all these angles, so you know, don't feel obligated to just like run to the cart in these situations. You just win the team fight, and like you have an early pick by your team, so as long as your team doesn't like just feed in, you should just be fine here, right? And then by the time they engage again, they'll be like 2:30 on the clock. See what I mean? I honestly, I think that's more of you running in front of the Zarya than it's on your supports on handling you there. I just feel like you need to recognize what you're going up against there, which is a, you know, not a fully charged Zarya, but certainly like a charged Zarya. You want to try not to get in the way of that, so. Here we go. Here we go. Hey, this is fine. I mean, like, it's a very interesting game because, like, I don't think you're really doing anything inherently, like, bad. I think, like, the only thing I would really suggest for you is that, like, in this moment right here. Let's talk right here. Let's pause. Like, this is what I want to talk about. And again, I fall into this sometimes, too. I probably need to get better at this aspect of the game. The team fight's over. It's advantageous for your team. Why are you just standing here? Like, you should be up here right now near your Ashe going for headshots. And the reason why these headshots become important is, let me explain this. If you even pick up one kill here, you buy yourself 45 seconds. And in a map like Route 66, that is huge. Because I want to remember where the cart was when it got pushed to here? This cart is almost back to here. So one pick by you guarantees 2 team fights again. Guarantees it. Like, you won't even have to, your team could get absolutely annihilated, but getting that early pick is worth it, and it's a pretty safe play. I mean, look at their comp. They have no one who can one-shot you. Obviously, you could get, like, comboed really quickly by, like, let's say a Helix rocket headshot. You know, that could happen. It's unlikely. So don't just, like, sit here and stand there. So, yeah. You know?
My ultimate is ready.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Got a kill, though, so it worked out. Ultimate is fine. You're ulting the connection to them getting to the point. I'm okay with that. Force out a Moira fade, split their team. I think that's a good play. D.Va flies into the Zarya. Might get D-Mech for it. Yep. And see, like, that's a moment where, like, you know, like how, like, your D.Va wanted your team to play at their level and play better, etc. Like, right there, that ended up being a domino because your D.Va flew into the back line of the team, tried to get kills, ended up falling over, and then your Zenyatta was like, oh, I gotta save him, so now you ended up wasting Zenyatta ultimate, gave a bunch of space when you had an opportunity to win that team fight. So, again, what I'm pointing out here is that everybody in this in the games, you know, even if your score is 61-11, is not making the best plays the whole time, and that's okay. Like, I hard feed sometimes on tank, like, it happens. So. But that whole sequence ended up making it so you didn't have a second team fight. When, in my opinion, you should have had a second team fight, which could have been a win or at least get their ults out. And I want to reiterate to show people this why we have the score I want you to look at the ultimates on the blue team here. You notice they have EMP, Soldier Ultimate, and Lifeweaver Ultimate, right? I can't guarantee, but I can, as close as I can to guarantee that if your team goes for a retake and gets that second opportunity there rather than the way that it went initially, one of those, if not, I think EMP and Soldier Ultimate get used. And that's why it's important to try to create an extra team fight on a point sometimes, is because ult economy. You need to get out these major ultimates that could lose team fights for you. And, like, I look at those ultimates they have, and any of those I think that Lifeweaver Ultimate can prevent some of your plays from happening and getting kills. And I think the EMP can basically just win a team fight automatically. So you have this weird time where you lost the opportunity to basically get ults out really early. And now they're going to be able to ult both reactively and proactively against your team. So, thankfully, your D.Va gets a kill, gives your team a little bit more time to build their own ultimates. But, yeah, I would have liked to see a little bit of a different play there. Do you lose your Yeah, you gotta hide for a second. Just hide. You have 10 HP. I just want to reiterate this. There you go. Okay, nice shot on the soldier. Yeah. There's the EMP, gets a free kill on your Zen, but actually it wasn't as bad as it could have been. So, that worked out in your team's favor. There's the tree ultimate, which if I recall correctly, they made it a while ago so dragons damage the tree, right? So technically, like, you can kill that tree right now. And honestly, I think there's a world there where you could have killed the tree after you killed that player, and then, like, that might get you another kill with Bob. Yeah. Yeah, I was gonna say the dragon can actually get those kills, which I think is super important, so yeah. Oh, nice shot in the Sombra. That was random. Okay, going up on high. Positioning's fine for now. Isolated by a Sombra. Diva's helping your team get out, which is a good play. Diva's gonna fly to the high ground. Good job by your Diva. You're getting flanked right side. You heard it. You're out of position now. Yeah. See, this is, I don't know. This is one where, like, if I hear that sound cue, I know that they're going to come around the corner with Soldier Ultimate, which is why it's important to track ultimates. I'm just not quite sure if you heard the sound cue, so I'm not going to, like, overjudge that play too much. I think it's one of those situations where, yeah. Here we go. I mean, again, like, your gameplay hasn't been, like, that. It's been fine. So, like, I look at that, I go, hey, your team had a solid second point, your team made a mistake not going for the first point, you didn't have an ult advantage going in there, nor did you get their ultimates out, and then you lost the point. Team effort, misplay initially on first point on a couple areas, and that's it. Like, it's been good gameplay. Like, it's a good thing for, like, it's a good sign, because, like, this is how you'll, you know, if you want to continue to play rank, because you mentioned that you just kind of got back into it, like, you climb easily. I think you'll climb. I think it's more a matter of playtime for you right now than it is about working on, like, 1,000 things to improve your gameplay. You know what I mean? I think playtime you'll just end up climbing. Because the aim's been good. You've had some good Hanzo shots. Like, for sure. Obviously, Hanzo has a bit more inconsistency at times because it's a projectile. So, like, you're going to have, you know, missed shot moments, but you've had a lot of good shots, too. Yep, good job getting out of there. Good map control there, by the way, on the high ground. Like, everything you did there, I was happy with. Big stretch, Sully. There you go. Only recommendation I have for you is to go top right, but if you have an angle here that works for you, then I'm not going to take that away from you. It's working so far. Top right just allows you to kill that soldier on the angle a little bit easier and gives you a vantage point over, like, the cart, which can be helpful. Right now, you're getting anything that can line of sight you is going to line of sight you. Going to the top right high ground, which I mean up here, is going to give you the angles that would be beneficial for you. So I think one thing you do need to do is look for that opportunity more. Like, if you were already on this high ground, you would have been able to deny this soldier space. See? See what I mean? Like, you may still kill the soldier there, but, like, do you see where you not playing that top right was a problem, where the soldier was able to sprint up there, and by the time you were able to react, they were already past you? Imagine if you're just playing up here and you can see that coming from a mile away. You have the vantage point from up here, you're able to kill some people. Like, in my opinion, that would go well. It's going to be hard to retake this. Just pop your ult towards cart. Correct play. Nothing wrong with that. You made the right decision. It's on your teammates to survive on point. No, I mean, I know they're not going to, but there you go. Yep.
Tactical visor activated.
Wait, your team loses this? I guess, dude, your soldier almost just clutched that with with that ultimate. That was unreal. All right, so now we're seeing a Torb. Is the enemy tank Smurf, or are they just really good? I think they're good. I don't think it's a Smurf. I could be wrong. I mean, I don't know anymore, dude. The other tank plays well. Both tanks played well this game. They all had a bunch of limbs. It's also, again, on Torb, you're playing Torb well too. So, like, you clearly have an idea on how to play projectile, which is nice. There you go. Okay, only problem I have right now is you dropped down from the high ground and gave up the controls. So, like, I really would like you to back up to the high ground again, otherwise you're going to fall over. And I know your teammates aren't playing. Okay, good job. Good rotate. I still think you shouldn't have dropped to begin with. I know you might, maybe you got booped down and I just forgot what happened there. But the moment you got booped down, I would have just ran back up on high. Because you're giving them too much opportunity to get more value at that point. You need to give them multiple angles to think about. And when all your team is gravitating towards the low ground, you fall over, right? They were chasing the Reaper, yeah. So I just think when you go off the high ground, you got to remember to, like, get back up to that high ground in that situation. It would have been very helpful. Yeah, it's currently 7 or 8:30 for me, yeah. Yeah. Damn, good play by the Reaper. Good kill on the both sides there. All right, here we go. This is a retake. Yep. I have before. Yes, that's probably why. Yeah, I did live there for a bit. Yeah. Okay. You know, listen. Sometimes the projectiles just don't hit. Be careful here. Now, this Reaper in this 1v1. There you go. Good ult. Good ult. This ult on cart's excellent. I have no problems with that ultimate. You're clearing off the cart. Now, what needs to happen is your teammate needs to go in sooner. I would have liked to actually see your D.Va go in sooner because what you need to have happen there. So let me give you kind of what I would do in this situation. So, if I'm playing like D.Va, right, and I see the Torbjorn go to cart, I fly in right away because what they're going to do is they're going to try to push past, right? So two things need to happen here. When you Torbjorn next time, I need you to ult this side and this side. So sometimes people like make this mistake where they have a really good idea for an ultimate, right? Well, they have a really good ultimate, but they stack it on one side. I want you to think about two things when you use your Torbjorn ultimate next time. Not only of like, okay, if I ult the cart, that's good, but where are they going to go next? And that's how you maximize your ultimate. So if you ult this side of the cart and they need to push the cart in overtime, right? The only place they can go is here, here, or here. So what do you do with the ultimate? You ult this side and you ult all around here, right? Then if you force them into here, that's fine. They're going to be in a weird spot. If you force them to here, even better. If you like your ultimate isn't like perfect. So again, just do your best to try to predict not only like predict both of their disengages. Like if they're going to go in front of the cart, which is what they did, and the cart's going to move, you're going to lose value of the ultimate. So next time out, if you think that way, I think you just win the team fight. And if your Torbjorn ends up back here, you also probably kill that tree a lot quicker. And then it's a win-win. Anyway, head back to the Torb. D.Va goes in, dies there early. Pharah's one. Nice. Torb turret's kind of in the middle of the open. I guess it was in an okay spot, but it wasn't perfect. Your team's staggering hard right now. The classic overtime issue that happens where, oh, you know, I wouldn't normally do this or any other moment in the game of running to the car at 1v5. But you know what? Now I will. Lifesteal just rolled you, by the way. Reaper has a lifesteal on hitting shots, and that just happened. That's why the HP went that way. The Reaper probably hit like a massive amount of damage on you during that. Oh, heck yeah, Mia. Heck yeah. That's awesome.
I'm on fire. What else to do?
There you go. You're probably going to watch that back and go, yeah, you probably shouldn't re-peak the Pharah ultimate. The problem that happens with Pharah ultimate now, and I don't know if they probably, I guarantee they have the perk, is that it used to be like a pretty much guaranteed trade when Pharah ultimate was static. But now that Pharah ultimate isn't static anymore, and what that means is like you stay in place, it's a lot harder. I've actually gotten myself rolled a couple times now by a Pharah because like I just go, oh yeah, I'm used to Pharah just being in the middle of the open to where like, yeah, they might damage me a ton, but like I can just basically trade because it's an easy kill. But with Pharah moving around a lot now, it makes it harder to do that. And then like now the ultimates get more value. So like maybe that's just like kind of like the habit of like just getting, you know, you were just used to how it was before. So yeah, which I get. I mean, that can happen. It takes time to get used to like new things with that stuff. Yep. All right, here we go. There we go. Good DM by your diva. That was very well played. Remember what we talked about? I know it's a spectating. Did it again. If you just put it in front of the cart. I think you might win this team fight, but I just want to show you again why, like, if you just put it in front of the cart too, you win that. You want to put it on both sides so when they disengage, all right? But anyway, good job by your team winning that. Reason why your team lost this is because again, it's the overtime issue. You're as a team, you're not taking resets. You're not trying to like work with each other. Like there's a lot of things that happen. It's okay to just take a second. All right, it's okay just to take a second and regroup for a solid team fight rather than just run it down mid over and over and over again. And I think that's what happens in overtime a lot. So it wasn't necessarily on you either. You were playing it fairly safe. But anyway, let's see what happens. So your attack goes here, and you're on Sombra? Actually, no, I think you go Pharah. Right, translocate out. I think you just stayed there for too long. You gotta remember you have a Sigma right next to you. They're gonna be able to spam the hallway, hack the health pack, get out of there, hack the other health pack, rotate around. You already lost there, but like, one thing that you can do, I'll just show people very quickly. A really fun route you can do here, especially when they're playing close like this, is you go into here, you take this health pack, and then you go over here and you take this health pack, and then you start to pepper them from behind, or you can go up top here and like, clear out Torb turrets. Like when they give you this much space, you have a lot of opportunity to kind of like really disrupt their gameplay. Kill sim turrets, kill Torb turret, throw some viruses like in the back line at them. Like make it hard for them and make it have to swap, and if they don't swap, you basically pop off, and if they do turn around to look for you, when I say swap, I mean turn around to look for you, then that benefits your teammates here. So it's like a win-win, because if they don't look at you, you get infinite value. If they do look at you, your teammates now get space. So anyway, I hope that's helpful. There you go.
I ain't a quitter.
Nice kill. Good job. Make sure to kill the Torb turret. Okay, your teammate got it. Nice. So I have this thing where like I always see everybody ignore Torb turrets because they expect everybody else to kill Torb turrets. If everybody just killed Torb turrets, then they would just fall over. But like people just want somebody else to, people are like, nah, no, not my problem. Like right there, you see those sim turrets? They don't seem like a big deal right now. Kill them. They're still up. They're still up. I think they finally got killed. Oh yeah, when you play Torb, when you know what happens though? Well, I was just gonna say this. I was gonna use that as a segue to that. When I play Torb, I could have the best Torb turret spots ever, but it's like I have the April Fool's Torb turret. It must be the most massive thing in the game because wherever it is, it just falls over right away. Everybody shoots at it. Like it's the damn April Fool's one, and you built it to max level. The sim turrets are larger than the Torb turret to people at times. Nice kills there. And before my first game of the day, I ignore Torb turrets. I probably will. That's the best part. That Pharah's crazy right now. Pharah's good. Yeah, I mean, a lot of the perks make Pharah a lot better too. Like the mini grav, like outplays are so good. Like Pharah is definitely one of those heroes that massively benefited from perks. But also like, again, keep in mind I say this, it doesn't even feel that bad playing against a Pharah, like even in top 500 as much anymore. I'm not saying that playing against a Pharah is easy in a lot of ranks because like that being up in the air can be really tough to kill. But it also feels like Pharah isn't like permanently in the air as much as before, so it's easier to like at least have opportunity to kill Pharah. So it's an interesting concept there, but yeah. Yep. There you go. Oop. A little bit of a play there. Yeah. Diva's gonna fall over. Okay, So obviously we gave you some feedback, which I think could be super helpful. You mentioned your tank talking about like how they were like dominating and doing things like that, etc. Like the problem is like I feel like your tank played just fine, but I don't think it was like, oh, I'm carrying this team. What are y'all doing? I mean, that tank was making as many mistakes as your team was overall. The reason why you lost this game was just a team effort. Y'all, anytime it was an important team fight, you lost it. Anytime that you needed to regroup, you didn't regroup. And that's the difference in this game. And we saw it even before the overtime rounds where your team just has this tendency to not maximize the potential of the card push and doesn't maximize the potential of stopping the card. And the other team played, I mean, straight up, I think the other team just played the objective better. And like you said, the stat line, one of their players went 17 and 28, right? One of their players did go 17 and 28. But the truth is, if you're not going to play the objective, and when I say play the objective, like I'm not saying you stack 3 on cart and you just stand there AFK. It's like there were many moments where they got infinite cart push, especially on second. And there was many moments where you got no cart push, which that extra like 30 seconds could have been the make or break here, right? So I think like for you played fairly well. I want to see you definitely play your high grounds more, play to the strength of your hero more. I saw it especially on Hanzo where you have good aim on Hanzo, but sometimes you would play in a more, not the most advantageous spot. Third point, Route 66 was an example of that, where you just stayed on the low ground and then the soldier ended up taking the high ground, eventually won the fight. Maybe you stay on high ground, you kill the soldier, you maintain that high ground, and it's a different game. So little things like that can really change the course of a game. So just work on that area, but you actually played fairly well. I was pretty happy with it. I mean, Torb, I think your Torb turret placement wasn't that good. But like that could just be the lack of playing Torb a ton. Even when I play Torb, I find that even though I have good knowledge of Torb turrets, I still suck at them sometimes and they get destroyed. So point being is like, yeah, you played well. I think if you improve on those little things, you'll keep climbing. And you also said you don't play a ton of ranks, so like you're newer to ranked. I think with playtime, you'll probably climb out of plat. I actually think you will. Because your aim alone was solid. And I think that will be good. So anyway, yeah. So I hope that's helpful. Great game out of you. Sucks you lost that, but this came down to the other team just played the objective better, and your team needed to work more cohesively, and I think you would have been fine. So work on the things we talked about, and you got this. You absolutely got this. If you like the video, hit the like button, subscribe to all the YouTubes if you haven't, leave a comment. All that helps. If you want to submit your own spectating, description below. My Discord, so you do that. We also record these live on stream. You can see the Twitch chat below the webcam, also stream live on YouTube, so stop by if you haven't. And with that being said, I hope you all have an amazing day / night.